Welcome to our channel. If you're fascinated by martial arts, ancient secrets, and the mysteries behind legendary techniques, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most controversial and intriguing topics in martial arts history. Make sure to subscribe and join our community for more deep dives like this. Let's talk about DIM Mak, the legendary death touch. Or simply a bunch of hooey? You be the judge. It's a technique shrouded in myth and fear. Strike a precise point, cause delayed death or instant collapse. Rooted in ancient China, DIM Mak blends traditional medicine, acupuncture, and brutal battlefield knowledge. Stories tell of masters who could tap a spot and doom their enemy days later. Is it real or just a legend to scare off attackers? That's what we're diving into. We'll cut through the Hollywood fantasy, look at the real techniques, the pressure points, and the science. So, can you do the DIM Mak death touch? Let's find out. First up, we delve into the chilling technique known as the heart meridian strike. This is one of the most dangerous applications of DIM Mak. This isn't a random punch thrown in the heat of the moment. It's not a wild haymaker or a sloppy jab. It's a precise, calculated blow delivered with pinpoint accuracy to a specific pressure point on the body. These points, according to ancient knowledge, are vital energy centers. This pressure point is directly linked to the heart's energy pathway, a critical channel in traditional Chinese medicine. It's a pathway that governs the very rhythm of life. The idea behind this strike is simple, yet terrifying. A sharp, targeted strike sends a concussive shockwave directly to the heart, disrupting its delicate electrical activity. The goal is disrupting its rhythm, potentially leading to catastrophic consequences. Ancient monks, living in a world of constant danger, supposedly used this as a last resort defense, a secret weapon passed down through generations. It was seen as a way to end a fight instantly, to neutralize a threat with a single devastating blow. The attacker might walk away seemingly unharmed, unaware of the impending danger, only to suffer a fatal cardiac event hours later, collapsing without warning. Modern science, in its quest to understand the human body, calls this commotio cordis. It's a rare but very real phenomenon where a blow to the chest at a precise moment in the heart cycle can stop the heart instantly. The old masters, lacking the sophisticated tools of modern medicine, didn't know the medical terms or the intricate details of cardiac physiology, but through observation and rigorous training, they understood the devastating effect they could achieve. Their training focused intensely on Fa Jin, explosive energy, the ability to generate tremendous power in a very short burst. This energy was aimed deep into the body, targeting internal organs, not just relying on brute force to break bones or cause superficial damage. To develop this skill, practitioners struck sandbags filled with various materials, water bags that shifted and resisted impact in unpredictable ways, and the unyielding surfaces of wooden dummies. All of this was done to perfect the art of delivering an internal shock, a concussive wave that could travel through the body. The ultimate goal was to make the force travel through the rib cage, bypassing its protective structure, not just break it, but to penetrate and disrupt the vital organs within. It's a terrifyingly specific and efficient use of biomechanics, a deep understanding of how the human body responds to force. The level of precision and control required to execute this technique effectively is almost unimaginable to those unfamiliar with the dedication of these martial arts masters. This wasn't about aggression or senseless violence. It was about survival in a brutal world, a desperate measure for those facing overwhelming odds. DIM Mak, in its most lethal form, weaponized a freak medical event, commotio cordis, transforming it into a secret and deadly art. Now, we delve into a technique shrouded in mystery and lethal precision, the carotid sinus snap. It's a move whispered about in martial arts circles, a technique that separates the disciplined warrior from the common brawler. A move designed for instant, silent takedowns, favored by those who operate in the shadows, where discretion is paramount. Imagine a scenario where silence is survival. This is where the carotid sinus snap becomes invaluable. The target? A highly sensitive nerve bundle nestled in the neck, specifically designed to regulate blood pressure. This isn't about brute force. It's about exploiting a vulnerability, a design flaw in the human system, if you will. A precisely delivered, sharp strike tricks the body into believing there's a sudden surge in blood pressure. The body's natural response is to rapidly lower it. This sudden drop deprives the brain of oxygen, causing immediate unconsciousness. It's a swift and decisive shutdown of the body's central command. This was the assassin's tool of choice. a method to neutralize threats without raising alarms, a way to ensure missions were completed with minimal risk. Quick, quiet, and final. The strike is surgical in its precision, demanding an understanding of anatomy and a mastery of technique, typically delivered with a knife hand or a leopard paw strike to the vulnerable side of the neck. Too much force and it can stop the heart altogether, leading to immediate cardiac arrest, or it can cause a stroke, leaving the victim with permanent neurological damage. There's absolutely no room for error. Miscalculation can lead to fatal consequences. It's essentially a kill switch, a last resort technique with devastating potential. Training to master this move required not only physical prowess but also a cold, detached mindset, the ability to separate oneself from the potential consequences. It's far more than just martial arts. It's about learning to be a human weapon, a tool capable of delivering lethal force with pinpoint accuracy. Stories of its use are always shrouded in secrecy, whispered in the shadows of history, tales of silent sentry takedowns and sudden inexplicable collapses. The psychological toll of mastering this technique is immense, requiring a deep understanding of life and death. Ancient warriors possessed a profound understanding of human anatomy, and more importantly, how to exploit its vulnerabilities with devastating efficiency. The carotid sinus snap stands as a chilling testament to that knowledge, a dark art perfected over centuries. The temple strike, everyone knows it's dangerous. It's a vulnerable point, a place where bone is thin and vital structures lie close to the surface. A solid hit can cause immediate disorientation, even unconsciousness. But DIM Mak, the legendary death touch, takes it to another level. It's not just about a knockout, it's about targeted, potentially lethal damage. The target, the terion, the thinnest part of the skull, a weak spot where several cranial bones meet. It's located right over a major artery, the middle meningeal artery, which supplies blood to the brain. A precise phoenix eye fist here, using the focused force of a single knuckle, can rupture the artery, causing a fatal brain bleed, an epidural hematoma. Blood pools rapidly between the skull and the brain, putting immense pressure on the delicate tissue. Victims might seem fine, initially showing no immediate signs of severe trauma, then collapse hours later as the hematoma expands and overwhelms the brain's capacity to compensate. In Shaolin lore, this was the duel-ending move, a technique whispered about in hushed tones. One perfect strike, fight over. A swift and decisive victory, but one carrying immense responsibility. The risk of permanent brain trauma is huge, even with prompt medical intervention. Even if not fatal, it can cause paralysis, affecting motor skills and bodily functions. Or chronic pain, a constant reminder of the damage inflicted. Training meant years of conditioning a single knuckle, hardening it into a precise and unforgiving weapon, and drilling pinpoint accuracy, honing the ability to strike the terion with unwavering precision. Practitioners struck tiny, hard targets to perfect their aim, developing the muscle memory and focus required for such a dangerous technique. The temple strike attacks the body's central processor directly, bypassing many of the body's natural defenses. There's no walking it off. The damage is immediate and potentially irreversible. It's a move that demands obsession-level dedication, a commitment to mastering a technique with devastating consequences. One blow, total shutdown. A testament to the human body's fragility and the power of focused force. That's the terrifying precision of DIM Mak, a technique shrouded in mystery and feared for its potential lethality. The solar plexus shock, more than just knocking the wind out. The solar plexus is a nerve hub behind the stomach, controlling vital organs. A true DIM Mak strike here sends a chaotic shock through the nervous system. It's an equalizer. Size and strength don't matter if you hit this spot right. The result, not just breathlessness, but nausea, cramping, and even dangerous drops in heart rate. Training involved iron palm drills and striking moving targets to develop spear-like force. The risk internal bleeding, ruptured organs, and potentially fatal trauma. Masters knew this was a fight ender or a life ender. Precision and power decide the outcome. The solar plexus shock sits on a razor's edge between disabling and deadly. The spine-based disruptor, the legendary paralysis strike. The goal, hit a specific vertebra with such force and precision that you sever the brain-body connection. Legends tell of monks who could drop attackers with a single touch to the back. The target cervical vertebrae in the neck or key points along the spine. A sharp blow can cause instant paralysis, quadriplegia or paraplegia. Survivor accounts describe a sudden electric shock, then total loss of control. Training required supernatural skill, bypassing muscle to strike a tiny bone. Specialized hand shapes and focused power made this possible. It's a technique that blurs the line between martial arts and surgery. The throat meridian crush, brutal, direct and final. The throat is a soft target airway, blood vessels, nerves. A precise strike here can crush the trachea or fracture the hyoid bone, causing instant suffocation. This was the assassin's move: maximum efficiency, minimum effort. The danger is immediate swelling can close the airway in minutes. Training was brutal, strengthening grip and fingers to deliver lethal force. Practitioners practiced on bamboo and wooden dummies for precision. The psychological impact is immense. Witnessing this ends fights before they start. It's about turning the hand into a weapon for one of the body's most fragile spots. The throat meridian crush is a move with no second chances. The kidney nerve strike, a desperate, fight-ending move. The kidneys are vital and exposed. A sharp blow here causes deep, nauseating pain. Used when grabbed from behind, it's a gritty survival tactic. The strike can cause blood in the urine, organ bruising, or even rupture. The pain is so intense it can force an attacker to release you instantly. Long-term damage is a real risk. Internal bleeding, kidney failure, even death. Training involved endless hours striking sandbags and posts to develop power and accuracy. Practitioners also conditioned their own bodies to withstand such blows. The kidney nerve strike is a brutal equalizer in desperate moments. The collarbone meridian snap, disable an opponent with one blow. The collarbone is fragile, a shudo strike can snap it, making the arm useless. On the battlefield, this ended fights fast, no weapon, no threat. The pain is instant, movement impossible. Hand conditioning was key. Without it, you'd break your own hand. The DIM Mak twist, targeting nerves and blood vessels beneath the bone for paralysis or internal bleeding. Training meant years of striking hard objects to forge the hand into a weapon. One strike, total neutralization. The collarbone snap turns a simple fracture into a catastrophic injury. How did anyone learn DIM Mak? Through secrecy and strict selection. Masters chose disciples for discipline, loyalty, and moral compass, not just skill. Training was holistic: meditation, medicine, anatomy, and fighting. Students learned to heal as well as harm. Before learning the deadliest moves, disciples took a blood oath. Never reveal the secrets, never use them unjustly. Breaking the oath meant ultimate betrayal. Most knowledge was passed orally. Written records were rare. If a master died without teaching, that branch vanished forever. This secrecy preserved DIM Mak and fueled its legend. The brainstem touch. The deadliest, most legendary DIM Mak move. The target, the medulla oblongata, controlling breathing and heart rate. A precise vibrating strike here means instant death. Lights out, no return. It's described as a surgical touch, not brute force. Skeptics call it a myth. Believers say it's the logical end of DIM Mak. Real or not, it's the ultimate kill switch. One touch, total shutdown. This move is why DIM Mak is so feared and shrouded in secrecy. The brainstem touch is the true touch of death. So, that's DIM Mak, a blend of science, anatomy, and legend. The line between fact and myth is blurry, and maybe that's the point. The discipline and knowledge required are almost superhuman. These masters were scholars and warriors, not just fighters. The most dangerous weapon is the human mind, focused on a single dark purpose. Do you believe in the death touch? Would you train DIM Mak if you could? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay safe out there. Peace.